All right, let's get applause going. Everyone in the room, bring it up! And bring on stage, Fady Kassab!
I recently celebrated something really special, something quite special in my life. It's been 22 years since I left Lebanon and came to Australia recently. Thank you. I love it so much here. You know, that's it, I'm gonna apply for a visa. I swear. Any day now. I wanted to migrate to the United States 22 years ago. Do you think I made a good decision coming here? Yeah? The United States, they're cool though, aren't they? They're not cool? They're always saving the world in the movies. Yeah, from us usually, we're the problem, right? That's how they depict us. Amazingly, that's a wedding chant. I grew up watching American movies, and I thought America's always very cool in the movies. It's always like a same story, right? It's like it's a Navy SEAL. He's retired. He's living in the woods. Yeah, and they find him. They go, "How did you find me? I'm off the grid." They go, "We need you back on the grid, man. Listen, there's a nuclear device. It's gonna obliterate Paris. We need you. We have 15 hours. He goes, 15 hours? He jumps on a plane, passes by Morocco first. He picks up his black IT guy, ticks a diversity box for the movie. Then he gets to Paris in the nick of time and he saves it. Especially for me as a kid in Lebanon going, that's not very believable. He just jumped on a plane and flew to Paris? He didn't have to apply for a tourist visa? Because if you ever wondered, that's why you never see any Lebanese superheroes. It varies, but it's usually a 90-day wait for the visa application. Can you imagine our movie? Quick! Well, not too quick. There's a bomb in Paris. We have 3 months and 15 hours. Growing up in Lebanon, we never think you want another passport. My father, my mother never thought of that, never thought of leaving the country. But this generation, our generation, had to because of the war that we experienced in Lebanon. But I remember when I was a kid, my dad was planning for the future. He built a really big house in our village between the olive groves. He built a 720 square meter house. Isn't that insane? That's insane. Like, he was so proud. He goes to my mother, "Look, the biggest house in the village." And my mother is like, "Thank you." What an honor it is to clean the biggest house in the village every day. And he didn't think much of it. We had the Palestinian refugee camp behind the hill. And we'd hear like skirmishes. And he'd go, "Hold on, there's been a lull in the fighting for like a couple of weeks. Maybe I'll build an extension." The best thing about Lebanese mothers is they've been through death, destruction, devastation, a lot of war. But there's one thing that scares them more than anything else in this world, is that someone is gonna step on their wet floor after they just mopped. And leave footprints. What will people say? What will the people say? I had this memory when I was a kid. Like I remember coming into the house and my mother goes, "Stop, Fady, what are you doing?" I said, "What?" She goes, "I just mopped." I said, "I'm sorry, I didn't notice." Like typical Lebanese mother answer, she goes, "Of course you didn't notice. Who notices me? I cook, I clean, I wash. Does anyone ever say thank you? I wish I had died in the war. I'd be resting by now." I go, whoa. I'm 8. Take it easy. And she catches herself and she goes, "What is it, Habibi? What do you want?" I go, "No, I was playing with my friend Michael outside and he has long hair. I thought, I want to grow my hair long." And come to think of it now, growing my hair long was such a long-term goal. I mean, it wasn't going to grow long today. I could have waited for the floor to dry, right? She goes, "Grow your hair long and bring lice home?" And I thought I'll use a religious angle. I said, "Mom, you know, Jesus had long hair." She goes, "Jesus had long hair? You're comparing yourself to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?" "Okay, Fady, sure. Here's the deal. You can grow your hair long the day you walk on water." I started crying. I said, "I just got yelled at for walking on water." And that Palestinian refugee camp next to us, my parents had said, if you hear bullets or the sound of bullets from the camp, just run home, but not quickly. So when you're playing on the top of the village, there's an arch. You wait under the arch. You wait for a minute or two until the bullets have fallen. Then you sprint through the olive trees. The olive trees will give you some protection. And the last stretch before you get home, there's a wall. You just stand flat by the wall and walk home. My mother, she used to make me a cheese toastie when I got home because I was very, very stressed. And I felt like a rat in a maze, under the arch, through the trees, by the wall. Then I got some cheese. So something happened when I was a kid. Israel decided to invade Lebanon to deal with those pesky Palestinians. So they come in with their, they do the usual. They bomb bridges, infrastructure. They kill 20,000 people, the usual, And they come into our village and 3 tanks enter our village. Now, I was a kid playing in the garden, and I hear the tanks, and I run, and I stand in front of them, and I'm going, oh, my God. And my mom sees me. She goes, Fady, get away from the Israelis. Get back here. And Dad goes to her, whoa, that's borderline anti-Semitic, isn't it? Sorry, because she didn't mean it. And Mom goes, I'm anti-Semitic? Look at you. And then the Israeli soldier came out of the tank and they started throwing candy for all the kids. My brother and I couldn't believe it. We started collecting all the candy and we actually sold it to the neighborhood kids later on because that's what you think. When you're Lebanese, someone invades your country, you go, how can I make money? We ate so much candy and later I learned that's what the Americans did in World War II when they entered Berlin. They threw candy for all the kids. The idea was to associate the invasion with a sweet memory for the children. Yeah, but for me, the damage was done. Because to this day, each time I watch a war movie, I crave sugar. Which I believe was the long-term goal, diabetes. You should have seen me watching Saving Private Ryan. I had a kilo of baklava. I like this baklava joke because it's layered, So yeah, this happened, and then Israel withdrew, and after a while, the Palestinians, the factions then were being funded, some were like by foreign nations, all funding different factions for their own gain. They decided to break out some of these armed factions, and they invaded the villages nearby, and our village was like the first one in line. And I was at school that day, my sister came and picked me up from class. She goes, Fady, our village is being attacked, come, we have to go home. We have to run away. So I said, okay. I turned, I said, bye to my friends, I'll see you later. And we get home, my father and the whole village is just chaos. He's strapping mattresses on the roof of the car and tying them. He's putting a lot of suitcases, filling them with whatever he thought will ensure our survival. Like he had a lot of food, he had a lot of cheese and bread. My mother came out carrying her, mop and bucket, trying to save whatever she can. And we jumped in the car, so it's me, 3 siblings, mom and dad, and we drove off. We went to North Lebanon where it's a bit safer. We thought we'd rent an apartment for a while. But that was the day I became a refugee in my own country. And that apartment we rented, we thought any day now we'll get home. We ended up living in it for 17 years. But don't get me wrong, it was a beautiful apartment. It was overlooking orange groves, and then a highway, and then the Mediterranean. I mean, who has ocean views here, huh? No one. Why am I bragging? Okay. So we had that view. My father would look at the highway. He had binoculars. He would always check them to see if there are roadblocks or something. And I used to look at him doing all this stuff. I thought, this is beautiful, beautiful apartment, nice view. And they had next to us, our neighbors had a mango tree. And for me, I had never eaten mangoes. And I became addicted. Every time I heard shooting and all, I would eat mango. It's like Israel trained me, sugar. So I would eat mango, and it became my emotional anchor, the mango. So, don't get me wrong, I still like cheese toasties. I love them. But now the cheese had deteriorated in quality because now it was coming from UNICEF. It came in a can. You'd open it very slimy, it just fall down. They called it 3-star cheese. And we used to go pick it up from the UNICEF trucks. They would come to our area and they would open the door and like a food delivery truck, whatever it is, and I'd stand there in line and get the food. And I remember the day we picked up some food and Dad got a call. When we got home, he was just sitting on the sofa and he had realized that he had lost his entire pension, 25 years working in a company, lost because of the war. And he was just sitting on the sofa, lost in thought. My mother said, are you okay? He said, is this acceptable that other nations are fighting in our country, like 2 parties are fighting in our country and our kids are paying the price and have lost everything. And I think it was then he decided that he needs to save his children. So when I came of age, he said, Fady, you should migrate. You, your brothers, sister, whoever can apply. And guess where I wanted to migrate? America. Yeah, America, the dreamland, right? America is the dreamland. It's the dreamland for us. I mean, yeah, it's a weird relationship because they're very cool, but they bomb us. But, I mean, they land on the moon and then they bomb us. They landed on Mars and then they bomb us. And you know those Avengers movies? Those Avengers movies are great. Like, even in those movies, they bomb us. It's entertaining movies, and they bomb. That's how Tony Stark becomes Iron Man. He bombs Arabs, and he becomes Iron Man. It's really cool. It's a cool story. It's like amazing because they're cool and bombing. It's like having this gorgeous, abusive boyfriend. You know, I love him. Like, honey, he beats you. I don't think you should be with him anymore. Shut up, I love him. It's my fault anyway, I have oil. I thought, so what if they bomb us? I'm gonna migrate there. So 22 years ago, I filled out the immigration form to go to the States. But Americans are weird. They had this one question that said, have you ever ordered, incited, committed, assisted, or participated in genocide? I freaked out. Was this a trick question? Yes. I wrote, yeah, sure. Look, whatever it takes to become an American. Let me in, I'll shoot up a school. I'll do anything you want. Thank you. Thank you for clapping, but I got rejected. I came to Australia. Australia's great. No one asked about genocide on the form. Aussies are great. The weirdest question I got is when I got to Sydney Airport, my first day. Upon arrival, the customs officer goes, sir, did you pack your own bag? Yeah. I said, hey, I'm a grown Lebanese man. Who do you think packed my bag? My mom. Obviously. Then he goes, do you have mud on your shoes? You know that question? Yeah. Do you have mud on your shoes? I said, okay, my mom is here, isn't she? Did you just mop the airport? Can I walk around Sydney? Did you just mop Sydney? And I looked on the map, I thought, where do I live? We had no smartphones, nothing. I opened the map, I thought, this area looks nice. The beach area, I want to live by the beach. Bondi. Bondi looks nice. Big bay, I want to live there. I spoke to a few people that said, no, you can't, you're Lebanese, you can just go live with the white, affluent people straight up on arrival. Go west. I said, how far? They said, just keep going west. Ultimately, you'll hit a natural barrier. It's called the Blue Mountains. Just settle there. Then you work very hard and you earn your way to the beach. Hopefully over a few generations. Because by then your grandkids would be diluted enough to look like they belong. So I went west. I went 70 kilometers inland. I went west and lived there in a very rough town called Kingswood. You know Kingswood? It was so, what a rough area. It was very, very weird. I remember going to the shopping center, to the plaza, to Penrith Plaza, you know? I remember, imagine this is my second week in Australia. I go to the shopping center out west, and I see all these teenage girls pushing prams. I said to my friend, how sweet. They're taking care of their nephews and nieces. And they're babysitting. And he goes, no, Fady, these are their children. I said, oh, and kind of dawned on me then that it was one of those few areas where the categories teen and MILF intersect, you know? It's like the Bermuda Triangle of virginity. I thought, okay, it's okay. I'm gonna start a life. And my cousin found us a job in Australia. I had a friend named Pete who kind of showed me the ropes of my job. Pete and I became lifelong friends. And it's been 22 years, we're still best friends. And he helped me start my life. I thought, okay, I'm taking control of my life. I'm gonna start a new life in Australia. And boom, September 11 happened. Right? Sorry, I didn't mean to say boom, but. I mean, it happened, and suddenly I should have invested in Gillette because I was shaving every day after September 11th. Thought no one should know I'm Lebanese, I'm shaving. The thing is, it's weird because before that, no one cared or asked us where you're from. No one cared, but I remember the second day after September 11th, I'm walking down the street in my neighborhood, and this old guy goes, eh? So, listen, they have a lot of cockatoos and crows there, so I don't know. He goes, get away from my front yard, you Arab bastard. I said, come on, man. I had nothing to do with the attack. And he goes, what attack? I thought, ooh, Kingswood, this town has a pre-existing condition. Then he goes, eh. Just go back to your country. And it freaked me out. First of all, it was the first time I hear it. Okay, second of all, he pointed to the exact direction of Lebanon. I thought, this guy's a pretty educated racist. He's done his research. Because you know how Earth is with skin tones and our orientation towards the sun? How skin tones go like black, brown, white. This guy looked me up and down, looked at my skin tone, he goes, go back to your... He was deciding on my skin tone where to send me. And when he decided, he curved his arm. Go back to, as if he's adjusting for the Coriolis effect. Oh my God, so educated. Come on, though, I love Australia. Nature warns you when there's danger, right? Nature warns you when there's danger in Australia. You have blue ring octopus glows blue. You have redback spiders, they have this red stripe. And this guy, he was a redneck. Okay, come on. No, I didn't see his neck. He had a mullet. Okay, I don't want to... Then I realized something. He was talking to himself I thought, he's talking to himself. Maybe he's a real estate agent. Because I have a theory that all real estate agents are paranoid schizophrenics. All of them. They're always going, do I hear 1 million? Did you say something? Do I hear 1 million? Do I? You gotta love Sydney. I did this joke in Adelaide. I had to go, do I hear 485,000? After September 11, I thought I need to integrate, right? So I started watching a lot of Australian TV and mimicking the accent, watching Rove for some reason, trying to get the accent, watching, mimicking, and then one day this McDonald's ad comes on, and I thought, that's the most beautiful ad I've ever seen. And they were selling a cheese toastie. Which is my safety for my childhood. This is great. And the guy said this. He said, it's cheese, it's tomato, it's toasted. I thought, that's what? What? Cheese, tomato, toasted. 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 Okay, if I want to speak Aussie, all I have to know is say the letter O, and I can speak Australian. And I thought, if you want to say O, just say all the vowels, like A, E, I, O, U, in quick succession. I, O. Someone asks you, what are you doing tonight? You go, Dinar. Just gonna go with the floor? See how we go? Cheese, that's the only thing I knew how to say after September 11th. So that's the only thing I ordered everywhere I went. Cheese, tomato, toasted, please. Just, I gained 10 kilos. No one talks about these side effects of terrorism. I thought I should leave. I worked so hard. 5 years of really hard work. Ended up living in Newtown. So close to the city. Ended up living in the city almost. 42 meters above sea level. I thought, I'm almost there. I can smell the ocean. I'm coming. Smell it. Then I got married, I had 2 kids, now I live in Castle Hill. Live in the Hills district. The Hills, no beach, the Hills. I live in the Hills. You know why? Because each time you have a child in Sydney, you're punished by 18 kilometers. And it doubles. First child 18, second 36, third Penrith 72, 144, 288. I'll tell you, when I lived in Newtown and I was single, I used to eat pistachio nuts. And if one of them was a little bit hard to open, I'd chuck it. That's how financially well off I was. Do you understand how affluent you have to be to throw a full pistachio nut? After the first child, 18 kilometers away, I was willing to break a nail to open the nut. Go on, come here. يلعن ابو اللي عملك تعال هون حرق ديبك انت اللي. After the second child, 36 kilometers away, I was willing to chip a tooth. Going, come here. $22 a kilo. يلعن تعال. Come here. And I chipped it. I chipped my front tooth. I chipped my tooth. And it all made sense to me when I took my kids camping inland in New South Wales. Went to Double Western Plains Zoo as well. You know that area? All made sense to me when I took my kids camping there. I saw all these families coming from remote New South Wales walking around with 6 kids. The parents, no teeth. Like, how's it going, mate? It's a great day, eh? I call it the Sydney pistachio nut radius. It's my own theory. And after 10 years of marriage, I got separated, then divorced, so I'm single. Sorry, ladies. No. 10 years married. I wanted to be married 52 years, like my parents in Lebanon. That's what I wanted, solid Lebanese marriage. 52 years. This is a sample of my parents' marriage. They're sitting in the evening. It's a beautiful summer evening in Lebanon. My father would turn to my mom and say, "So many damn mosquitoes tonight. So many." And my mom would go, "Yeah, I've been breeding them in the kitchen cupboard. What do you want me to do? You blaming me for the mosquitoes now? I wish I had died in the war. I'd be resting by now." So I wanted that. But my ex-wife was German and she wanted to be happy. Different cultures, you know. My ex-wife is German, I'm Lebanese, so our kids are blonde and hairy. And quite anti-Semitic, you know. Come on. They're not blonde. Listen. Dominant gene. Dominant gene. Dominant gene is incidentally my ex-wife's boyfriend's Instagram name. Yeah, look, after 10 years of marriage and having 2 kids, you stop having sex. I tell you, the porn you start watching online is pretty weird. It's pretty, very, very weird. Like, you know what I loved watching towards the end? I loved watching stuff like tired wife agrees to sex with husband. Thought, ooh, so kinky. I'm watching going, look at her. She's taking Panadol. She's gonna do it. Oh my God. So yeah, we separated and she moved out. I stayed in the hills and guess where she moved? She moved to the beach. She moved to the beach. Those Germans and the beach. What's with that? Not only that, I mean, she opened a German bakery and she became like, make beautiful breads and all that. And we became good friends. And like, she goes, "Fady, you want some bread?" I go, "No, I'm low carbic, thank you." Then she met someone else. Like, and you know, in the separation, you don't know, like if it's gonna work out or you're gonna totally divorce. You know, you have that little will we, won't we? And then when they find someone, I remember one day I was sitting at home and it was like exactly like my father was. I was slumped on the sofa, and I had my two kids. Like I let them grow their hair long. Even my boy. He like grows his hair long, it's so beautiful. And I had just finished delousing his hair. And I was on the sofa and I was lost in thought. I thought, what's gonna happen? These kids are gonna have 2 homes, 2 Christmases, 2 birthday parties. What's gonna happen? You don't know what's going to happen. I'm worried about their future. What's their friends at school going to say? All that. And then while I was like sipping my coffee, my kids are playing on the floor like with Lego or whatever. I don't know, they had a lot of toys. My son said to me, "Dad, you're so close, but you're so far away." He was 6 years old. Isn't that freaky? I freaked out. I didn't even look at him. I went, "What? What did you just say?" I'm so close. He realizes it. He knows that even though I'm trying to put on a brave face, he feels that even though I'm right next to him, I'm very far and I'm lost in thought. Maybe I should reassure him. I should tell him everything's going to be okay. Even if I appear or seem to be far, I will always be close to him. So I turn around to tell him. I look at him. He's looking at me, holding his toy binoculars backwards. I thought, maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe this boy has seen way further than I'll ever see in this household. I thought, fine, okay, she seems to have found something. I'll go date. And I wasn't ready. And look, anyone, this is a public service, and don't date. Don't date straight up after breaking up, or because I didn't. I tried immediately. I went on I lost 2 encounters with 2 human women on 2 separate occasions to 2 Italian men. And I hate Italians so much. So much. Because have you seen how Italian men speak to women? Always the same. They walk up and say, "Hey, buonasera principessa, come stai? Did you have a good day?" Bella. You are bella. How do you say bella? What's bella in English? How do you say? How do you say? And the Aussie girl, she's looking at him swooning because women are attracted to illiteracy. He's going, "Bella? What's Bella? Is it beautiful?" And I'm standing there seething. Oh, yeah, man. Everyone knows Bella is beautiful. It's unfair. But they know Italian is a sexy language. You can just drop it in a sentence and it's sexy. Isn't that unfair? Because if I walk up to a girl and say, "Shu habibti, uburni rabbik ma atjabik inshallah," she would run for the hills. Which is fantastic, because that's where I live. I failed, definitely. So I thought, who needs women? Who needs women when you have mango? Who needs sex when you have mango? Start eating a lot of mango. I gained a lot of weight very quickly. And my friend Pete saw me, like I'm gaining weight and all that. He goes, "Fady," he said, "You know what? We have an opening in my company. Come work for us a couple of days a week," which was great. Like he helped me restart my life again after what? After 18 years. He helped me to. Some people have these roles in our lives, and he was like, I had one of those roles. Some people tend to think that your partner is your soulmate. Sometimes the best friend is your soulmate. Yeah, that's for you. That's a touching moment. Sometimes it's the best friend. And so he got me a job, and then he said to me, "You should start dating." I said, "Not before I get divorced. I want to get divorced first." Then I thought I'll buy myself some time. Then one day my divorce came through. It was like a Thursday, and I was seeing him on Friday. I told him what happened. He goes, "Oh, it's Friday night, baby. I said, "No, I got divorced yesterday." He goes, No, you promised me. Okay, you're gonna start dating again. I said, "Where am I gonna meet a woman?" He goes, "The apps." "You don't know the apps, the app." I said, "What do you know? You've been married like 22 years. You have kids." He goes, "I know. Download the apps." And so I downloaded everything. Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, LinkedIn, anything really that gets me a connection. And I have to fill out your profile, and I was filling out my profile. I wrote, "Divorced dad with 2 kids." He goes, "I'll stop you right there. It's not very sexy, is it? 2 divorced dad." I said, "What am I supposed to say? Single? I can't say I'm single. I'm divorced." You can't say single. Just like if you've had cancer, you can't say, "I'm healthy." You say, "I'm in remission." Okay, I'm not saying marriage is like cancer. I'm just saying in both cases, if it comes back, there's a very good chance it could kill you. And I start reading these profiles, and it's amazing. Like, I think women have given up on men because the bar is really, like, they say, like, "I'm looking for a man with a sense of humor." No humor, just a sense. Just a man with ambition. You don't have to have achieved anything yet. I just want you to want to achieve something. And there's a difference between a 29-year-old and a 39-year-old on dating apps. You see it, like a 29-year-old writes, "What I'm looking for in a man." And she puts, "I'm looking for a free spirit. A free spirit, let's go party and get trashed and hungover and have breakfast at KFC. Woo! So is this, and woo! And a 39-year-old writes, what I'm looking for in a man, it's much shorter, usually like honesty. Like one word, all caps. I'm going, oh my God, what did that free spirit guy do? Then B goes to me, why are we reading profiles? Give me your phone. He took it and he's chatting to me. He's going, so what are we gonna do today? Swiping right for yes, left for no. Didn't even swipe left. What are we gonna do? Gonna have a coffee, you go have a coffee? And I said, what are you doing? He goes, don't worry, it's a numbers game. It's like add to cart. You can check out later. I said, no, you're not being selected. I goes, shut up. But we went for a coffee, came back. I had gotten a match within 45 minutes, which was insane for me. Like, oh, I got a match. And I look at her, I thought, oh, she's actually pretty. And I looked at her photos and went, oh, one of them scared me because she had the Australian flag behind her in the photo. I thought, oh, maybe she lives in Cronulla or something. I don't know. She was very pretty though. I thought, it's okay, she can be a bit racist. It's fine. It is Australia after all. I mean, what are you gonna... And I matched with her, and then she sends a message. She goes, Happy Friday! I said, hey. She goes, listen, no time wasting, okay? No time wasting. Let's not waste time. I have drinks with a couple of friends from work. After work today, we start at 3 p.m. Come join us. We'll be in Darling Harbour. I said, okay, I'll come to the harbour from the hills. That's fine. I mean, I don't care. So, okay. So I was saying to people, I'm going to go. He goes, go for it. And just go. When you go outside, just kneel down on the ground, kiss the ground. Thank God that you know someone like me who gets you these hot dates. So thank you. And I thought, okay, I'm going to go. I'll be there at 5. Right? That's nice. 5. She started at 3 with her friends. 5, maybe someone leaving. I'll arrive at 5. And I get to Darling Harbour, but I don't get to Darling Harbour. I get 1.5 kilometers away from Darling Harbour because I tell you, I'm at a stage in my life, forget sex. If I can't find a free parking spot, that's made my night. I don't need the date. Like, that's the first thing I wanted to say to her when I see her. So I walk, and I get to this bar. Everyone is like, looked so slick, and it was a horrible place. It's not my type at all. And I hear her before I see her. She had been drinking for a couple of hours on the company tab, and she had taken a bit of cocaine. I learned later, but that's okay. Sydney. Again. So I walk up and I start lying straight away. I go, hi, it's so good to be here. Good to see you. That you're. She goes, oh my God, I love your accent. Where's the accent from? I said, where's the accent from? I don't know, I'm from Lebanon. My accent is probably from that one woman who taught our entire school English. Yeah. People think I have a Lebanese accent. No, it's Genevieve. It's... Then she goes, Lebanon, you know, I've been to 38 countries. And I haven't been to Lebanon. I thought, 38 countries, she hasn't found anyone. Now Fady from Castle Hill is going to be... It's a lot of pressure. And she goes, but I love Lebanese food. I said, that's great. She goes, also, I want to travel, but I haven't been to Lebanon, but I've always wanted to visit Israel. I said, okay, it's amazing, like saying someone, I'm Australian. So Australia, I always wanted to visit North Korea. And I went, okay. She goes, and food, Lebanese food, yeah. Anyone here likes Lebanese food? So what's not to love? And I said, great, you go to Lebanese areas a lot? She goes, oh God, no. No, I order like delivery. So don't get me wrong, I don't mind if the Lebs. I don't mind if the Lebs have like hospitals and schools and train stations and buses and whatever they need, but let them stay in their area and we stay in ours. I thought, okay. And then this guy starts walking towards us, very slick looking guy. She goes to me, oh my God, Fady. Of course. This is my work colleague and he's my bestie. He's my, come here. He goes, Fady, this is Marco. And Marco goes, ciao. I go, thank you very much. I made up an excuse. I said, sorry, my daughter's sick. I have to go. They can't say anything. And I'm starving. I thought, I can't eat at that place now. she'll see me, right? So I'm walking, and I walk back the streets. I'm walking, trekking back to my car, and the only food I find is a food truck, which was. I went, oh, okay. It's like the flashbacks are coming back, and I ordered some food, and I'm just walking back to my car with my food, and freaking out. Like I'm now in an alley, and I'm talking. I said, I can't believe it. I wasn't ready. Pete forced me to do this. I was not ready. I can't believe he made me do this. I hate this. I wish I had died in the war. I would be resting by now. Wish I had died. يا ريتني متت. And I'm waving, and I'm going. إلا عن حياتي. My food, I'm angry, and I see this girl walking towards me in the alley, and like there's a bin that's becoming narrow as she comes towards me, and she's walking like this. Like, obviously I scared her, and she saw a man waving, and I thought, oh my God, I've become my neighbor in Kingswood. I'm talking to myself. And I see her, I thought, oh, it's getting narrow, and she needs to pass, and I immediately went to my safety, my training from my childhood, and I went, by the wall. And that made her jump even more. She went, I went, sorry. And she goes, oh, that's okay. I saw you waving. I thought you have a gun or a knife. And I went, oh. And I thought, Fady, don't talk. If you talk now, she'll hear your accent. You're a foreign man in an alley at night. You'll scare her. And I went, this? No, it's cheese. It's tomato. It's toasted. This is a cheese. I thought, okay, I'm not gonna date anymore. After this incident tonight, I'm gonna take a big break. Who needs sex when you have mango? And I went to Homebush markets. No? I went to the markets, and there were all these trays of mango, and I cheated. I was swapping mangoes around with that. You know, you get the ripe ones and the bad ones, and suddenly, he's not looking, he can't see you. No one ever does this. Anyone does this here? Yeah. Dodgy. I was swapping mangoes. And I got a tray, and I was eating it for weeks. Like, I was very, very happy, and I know. She said haram, which means poor him. Did anyone? She said poor him. I know it was a dark time. So I'm eating a lot of mango, and one day, it was like a 40-degree day in Sydney, one of those very hot days. You know those days are so hot that ants come into the house? Or is it just my house? I'm the mango king. The ants come in, but I was holding a mango, and I thought, I'm gonna do something to you I've never done before. Right? No, I was nothing sexual. No, I decided to peel it and eat it like an apple. Has anyone done this? Yeah, it gets very slippery, doesn't it? I know, it's so weird. And I'm over the kitchen bench. There's a plate on the bench. It's not helping because I'm eating and it's just going such a big mess. Unlike my sex life, this mango was squirting everywhere. Everywhere. It was on the bench, and I ate and I go, oh, that was good. Okay, I threw it in the bin. Then I went and I thought, oh, I'll wipe all that mess on the bench. So I got one of those blue cloths, you know them? Put some water. I came to her and I see an ant eating a bit of mango. I thought, oh, look at you, little buddy. This is so sweet. Look at you. How often do you get a fresh mango? You're probably eating crap from the park all the time. Good. Look at you. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Take your time. I'm not going to wipe it. Just take your time. Eat it. Eat that mango. Eat that. And I waited for him, and then he finished, and he started walking towards the end of the bench. I thought, he's done. It's great. So I get the cloth, and I wipe the bench, and I'm looking at him. He gets to the end of the bench. 2 ants appear from the end. They walk towards him, and then they talk. Then he turns around, and the 3 of them start walking back. I go, oh no. I just wiped the bench. Because you can imagine what he's telling them. Guys, you're never going to believe what I found. I found a golden mountain of sugar. You never come here with me. And then he's walking, and you should have seen him when he got there, where I had wiped. He was going. And the 2 ants are there looking at him, and he's like, I swear to God, I swear. It was right here. And you can feel the resentment from the other 2 ants, like, yeah, God damn you, Jeffrey, you always do this. Last week it was a big cube of sugar in the park, you lying bastard. And he's going, and I go, no, I need to help him. I need to save face for them. I need to, because I had lost my friends when I was a kid. I don't want him to lose his friends, right? I thought, I have the chuck in my hand. It's full of mango and mango juice, mango nectar. I'm going to squeeze it. I'll get some juice everywhere. It's like manna from heaven. It's going to be him. And it'll save face and they will believe what he was telling them. So I squeeze the cloth. Okay, maybe a little bit too hard. And a big blob lands right on Jeffrey, right? And Jeffrey's now going, and he's like drowning in the juice. I'm going, oh no. And this other ant came and started going around the juice trying to help him. And the third ant turned around and walked away. I thought, how could you do this? Well, I need to deal with the situation first. So I went and I got a paper towel. I thought that should suck the juice very quickly. Right? So I put to suck the juice, and meanwhile, I'm blowing on the other ants. You stay away, you're gonna drown with him. You're such a good friend. You stuck by him. Good for you. You must be Pete. And I save him, and now Jeffrey's kind of recovering, and I look at that ant. I look, and I see that ant walking away. I go, I can't believe she left him. Yeah, it's a she. I'm sure it's a she. Thought, I'm not gonna let her get away with this. So I walk to the end of the bench and I get to her, and I'm not proud of this. I flicked her. And she flew across the kitchen, lands on my freshly mopped floor, leaving footprints everywhere. Not only that, she found a little piece of bread and carried it on her back and kept walking. I thought, she's learned nothing. In fact, she's learned the exact opposite. She has learned that if she betrays her friend, she's gonna be rewarded with bread and will get to live by the beach. I thought, no, I'm not gonna allow this. I'm not gonna allow this to happen. So I get there, I go, I'm gonna grab the bread off her. So, I go grab some tweezers, and I'm now above the ant, above her, and I'm crouching with my tweezers. I'm trying to get the breadcrumb, and something dawns on me. I went, hold on. I mean, look what just happened. This ant saw devastation and destruction around her, just like we saw devastation and destruction when I was growing up and we had to escape. She saw the situation, she had to escape, she wasn't happy. And now she's been, by the grace of God, she's found a little piece of bread, and now it's on her back, like we packed our car, and on our back, I was everything ensuring our survival. And I'm gonna take that away from her? And I stood there and went, that's okay. Go. I forgive you. I release you. Go eat your bread, live by the beach. And I took a moment, then I went to my phone, I grabbed it, I opened the dating app. I went and I edited, divorced, I wrote, single dad, looking for a free spirit. Let's go out for a coffee. Let's see how it goes. And maybe together we can build a home where we can make a lot of cheese, tomato, toasted. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Have a great night, everyone.